Good morning. Good morning. This gets real, man. Cause there is no sun out right now. It is crazy. That's the most high. That's that light. That's that glory, man. No sun out. It's just there's light out, but there's no sun out, man. I gotta thank God. Like I'm not gonna lose this. I'm not gonna lose this, man. But YouTube, what's good? Had that had a download, man. Like yesterday I was gonna make this video, but you know what? I woke up with enough time to make this video. Another short, quick video, but basically, I wanted to talk about distinguishing your trauma and your intuition because I ran into this issue a lot with coming out of my LTR and my discard phase. As you all know, I did make a video the other day, or yeah, about 2 days ago, regarding on how to identify the narcissist. And basically, like myself, I've been given a strong spirit of intuition, and sometimes that intuition can mislead me. And if you're somebody that has, your gut can make you paranoid, and it makes you question things. And then, when you're involved with a narcissist, your gut will tell you certain things, and the narcissist will tell you that it's your insecurities, that you're wrong, and then that even creates more confusion. In my case, I wasn't even sober; like I was high all the time. So like I was very sensitive to the world, but you know the weed actually it takes away your masculinity. So I didn't realize that until after I got out of the relationship, and I've been retaining my essence. So everything, like I done cut so many bad habits. It's crazy. And that's a whole other thing that they don't really talk about within I guess the narcissistic or the coaches of narcissism. That's one thing I haven't heard them advise the men and the women so much about practicing celibacy and keeping and holding on to your essence. And for me, it created, like, I wouldn't have healed this quick if I wasn't maintaining my essence or practicing SR. For those of y'all that know about that, we're not going to go into detail with that, but practicing that allowed me to cut so many addictions and habits immediately, and pick up better addictions. But I still have had, or still have, occasionally the trauma bond from the discard, and just from the entire relationship with the narcissist. So a lot of times, sometimes, and it's the devil working on me, my intuition will make me make up certain scenarios and things. So I had to do research on it, and I had to figure out if because I would always feel like when my intuition would tell me something that individual was doing, I would always hit them up, and maybe my intuition was playing a part, maybe it was partially right, but I didn't have any facts to back that up. And I know that sounds crazy, but you want your intuition to always be right. You always want your intuition to be spot on, and it might not be spot on. It might be trauma that you're dealing with. It might be something from your past. If you were involved with somebody that may have broke your trust, or if you broke somebody else's trust and you feared that was going to happen to you, basically, you'll know it's trauma if fear is connected to it. That's the most blunt sign right there. If you have fear connected to it, if it requires I guess explanation, and you can't really put a pinpoint on it, then I believe that is trauma. Does that mean that your gut's not right? No, that doesn't mean that your gut, what you're feeling in your gut, isn't right. But there also is trauma involved in that. So if there's a fear of trauma involved in that, or no, if there's just fear involved in it, then it is usually trauma. And that person can be inflicting that trauma onto you, but your intuition, it's like a line. So you have you have your intuition on this side of the line, if I could do that, and then you have your trauma on this side of the line. Your intuition is is gonna make you feel more uplifted and say, you need to get out of this situation, and you're going to feel a certain relief because your intuition is trying to protect you. Your intuition is trying to get you out of a situation, whereas the trauma is going to make you think of scenarios, and it's going to make you make up things in your mind that may not be true at all. And that's how the devil works on you. So it's going to just take you to a dark place. It's going to take you to a place of fear, something that you fear to happen to you, or and you'll make up scenarios within your life. But yeah, it's going to take you to a place of fear of things that you don't want to happen to you in your life. So your intuition, what we've been gifted with, that is basically there, I feel like, to protect us, to get us out of a situation that is possibly causing us trauma. So your intuition, I don't think, is ever really connected with fear. I think your intuition is, excuse me, I got up right here. Excuse me. I think your intuition is always going to guide you and take you to a place of where you're going to feel uplifted. You're going to feel light. That's where I feel like the intuition is a gift from God. And then trauma will come from most likely a demonic presence, somebody that has an evil spirit. Even people that have trauma within their own lives, like, they'll try to lay that trauma onto you. Like, they'll try to relay. And that's why I had to be careful even talking to people coming out of my relationship, because I probably was relaying some of the trauma that I had been through onto their personal situations, and they might not be going through that. Did I see red flags in their situations too? Yeah, but I'm not going to, that's none of my business to inflict my situation onto their situation, right? Whatever's done in the dark will come to light within their situations. But yeah, basically, we need to be good about distinguishing our intuition from our trauma. You do have to keep yourself busy. And what's going to happen is, if you have a trauma bond from the narcissist, it's going to come, your brain's going to make up scenarios. You're going to reflect on all the things that they were doing. And we have to be careful that we're not falling into and soaking up that energy, because that's trauma, and they still have control of us if we're thinking about those scenarios. And that's why on the last video that I have made of how to identify the narcissist, I was saying that once we get a certain amount of information on it, as much as we might be addicted to binge watching all of these coaches and whatnot, it comes to a point where we're going to have to stop watching the content, because we're going to just be obsessed with thinking about all the things that person did to us, all the ain't do anything for us. We're going to think about all the wrong things that person did to us, and that is giving them control again, when we should be taking that time to heal. Is the information helping us heal? Yes, it's helping us heal, because it's giving us the knowledge to understand what is going on. But after a while, it does become repetitive. Okay, that they were out there doing whatever they wanted to do. That we were most likely the primary source. We know what happens after it. Once you get all these steps down, it's like, okay, and I guess it's all a part of the healing process. But once you get all of these, the process down of what they were going through, it's like you can't even go further into it, because then you're just going to go back further into their history and really reflect on, damn, how messed up was this person? How bad was this person's situation? And I was just a source. I was just a primary source that played a part within it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't even go deep into it. Like, you gotta really do your best to focus on the things that you want in this life and take care of yourself. Like I said, this is so crazy, because now I'm at a point where, everything that's in my life is coming back to a balance, like, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm taking care of myself the best I've ever taken care of myself. And I never would have got here if I didn't go through that. But it all still starts internally. It all still comes from you healing yourself internally. Another thing too, one big lesson that I learned is if you're comfortable, if this is me saying it as a man too. As a man, I feel like this. If you're really comfortable in a relationship, this is how I felt the whole time. Something's not right. Like, you shouldn't be that comfortable within a relationship. Like, you should always, I feel like, especially as a man, be in a state of being uncomfortable, and you should be on your purpose and getting your stuff together. And I didn't wake up to that until the tail end of the relationship. Like, I was always on my grind, but I didn't wake up to the fact that, oh, yo, I need to be on my grind. Like, I need to be trying to become the best version of myself. And I got extremely comfortable. And I kept feeling like I could see everything I wanted to do in my life, and I was reaching for it, but I had all these chains on me. I was a prisoner. I was locked down. I couldn't really reach or even start to work towards what I really wanted to work towards in this life, you know? So now I'm unchained. Now I'm free. And do I have to deal with the heartbreak and the struggle from my past? Yes. Am I still gonna go through struggle? Am I still gonna probably feel things of trauma bonds for a while? Yes, but I know time will heal me. Each day I know I'm getting stronger on this journey. And obviously I'm closer to the Most High. I've gotten closer to the Most High within these last few months immediately. That was an immediate thing that happened. And I was reminded of God quickly. You will be reminded spiritually quickly that there is a good and an evil. Like I said, this has nothing to do with religion. You will realize that there is a creator once you deal with an evil individual like this, because you realize, whoa, you have empathy, you have a heart, you want love, you push like this, and then you'll realize, whoa, this person really is, as what some will call an organic portal. They don't have that, they don't even have that. And that's why I was saying in the previous video, they have a disorder, but even more on a spiritual aspect, they don't have a soul. Like, there's no empathy there or love to feel what we feel. That they feel that euphoria of when a new relationship is happening, but that fades away quickly, just like lust, and then they're ready to pick up something else and be on to the next. So it's like, we don't feel that. When we commit ourselves to somebody, we're ready to ride or die, be with that person till, the end of time. But that's what we have to realize too, that we're not being a codependent. And we know now going forward that, our value is a lot higher now, and that it's going to require a lot for somebody to even get, an ounce of commitment and love from us now, because now we have the knowledge that you're not just going to give your love and your all to the person that you end up having, what you think is a good connection, when it could just be attraction. It could just be, the sex is good, like, just carnal things that you didn't really go into depth to learn about that person, to figure out that person. You didn't really look at that person's whole situation and say, whoa, why are they in this position? Why are they in this situation? You know what I mean? And we're just going to take things a lot more slower and be a lot more careful now going forward. And if you feel and see red flags within a person that your gut and your intuition tells you didn't feel right, and I'm talking about distinguishing trauma from intuition, right? If you get a red flag and you're just getting to know that person, and your gut, your instinct tells you like it's a survival thing, you got to follow it. You got to follow it. But your trauma from your past will cause you to ignore it. So you got to just be mindful of that, and, just tread lightly with that, with that mindset, and moving like that in life. You know what I mean? Just because you want something to work out doesn't mean that that is what the Most High, what God's will is for you. You might want that to work out for you, and you're going to force it. And if you're forcing it, it's not going to work out. It's just not going to work out, because the universe and life, you're forcing that for your own will. And that's not really what is meant to happen, So, you got to be real with yourself, and just, continue to focus on yourself at all times, your self-improvement, and growing yourself to be the best. Excuse me, had that come, excuse me. But just continue to be the best version of yourself. Keep working on yourself. I wasn't even awoken to it, but now I'm awoken to it, and I'm ready to just stay positive and focused and keep working. All right. So this was on my mind. I had this download yesterday on how to distinguish your intuition and trauma, because I was tending to go through that. I was believing that my trauma was right. I was believing the thoughts that the trauma was bringing up and building up were correct. And I kept feeling like that was my intuition. And now I realized, well, that wasn't my intuition. That feeling is in my soul and my gut because of my past traumas. And my intuition, every time I focus on what my intuition is telling me to do, is to move forward. It's to better myself. It's to heal myself. It's to grow things that make me happy, So hopefully that is a clear video for y'all. I'm going to be on this later. If you haven't, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace. Love y'all.